again.
So you think you've seen it all before? You have no idea.
You can't leave, it's too late. You're part of this now.
Korera wātau mōhio hea hai tari e koe ki te rukahu. Ta tatanu koe ka puta.
Why are you doing this? What made you change your mind?
This is my way of restoring some justice.
Well, the first thing that happened is, of course, the producer, John Barnett, requested the rights. And I guess I was not part of that conversation, but I guess that, he just asked if he would be happy handing his story to a Mexican. And he was generous enough, and he said yes. He didn't know me, he didn't know my films. Probably he saw them in the meantime, and he was really generous, and he said, okay, let's take the risk. In that moment, for me, a fundamental question was to have an absolute independence from the original source, because otherwise, for me, there is no point on making an adaptation. I don't understand adaptation as a photocopy on the screen of an original work. It has to go through my own system, and it has to respond to my own needs. So, and sometimes that, of course, takes the story to another territory. And if that doesn't happen, I don't feel any attachment, any source of relation to the original material. So I spoke with Whitty. I met him in a cafe, and I told him precisely that. If you're ready to let go and let me do with this story whatever I need to do with it to make it a film, then I feel that I can do it. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. And he said, yes, go for it.
Well, I was really fortunate because Dana had me in mind for the role. I had, from when I first read the script until when we started shooting, it was about 6 months, and normally you get cast, a month or 2 weeks before you start something, so you don't have much time to rehearse and think about things. But because I had that lead up, it was just wonderful. So it was sort of sitting in me and percolating for 6 months, and I really think I needed that time. And so what you see as a result of a lot of very kind of gentle but lengthy introspection, I suppose, and really finding out where she sat in me. And again, because we had this time, Dana and I did go through scene by scene very, very specifically and very deeply. We've had so many 7-hour-long meetings, so much frozen yogurt was eaten.
And what I needed to do in order to create a dynamic that would hold through an hour and a half on the screen was to divert the relation between the three ladies, between the three characters, which in the original story, it's more a duo, right? The story happens between the medicine woman and the rich white lady. And what I needed to create a different kind of dramatic geometry to hold it on through the screen and to give to the mother a more human dimension, but only being a servant.
One of the blessings was that the baby that we used was born early. So the birth scenes, which were supposed to be filmed at the end of the shoot, got brought forward, and they were in fact my first 3 days on set. Yeah, which was, I thought, really going to be quite stressful, but actually turned out to be incredible because by going through those scenes was just diving straight to the heart of Rebecca, and I felt, after having gone through them, that the story and as it's written and the script as it's written, the ending actually didn't fit what we had all experienced together. So in the story and the original script, Rebecca, having given birth, takes the baby and throws it off a bridge. So she doesn't actually decide that she doesn't grow all that much. So anyway, I went through these scenes and I thought, I don't think it's right. I don't think Rebecca would do that, having gone through this experience. And so I wrote to Dana and said, look, I know this is not my place at all to say this is your film, but I wonder if actually Rebecca has grown more than the original story has given her the ability to, and I think she maybe kills herself instead of the baby because she has grown so much. And Dana, in her infinite wisdom, took that on. I mean, so many people would say, "What are you talking about, you crazy actress? We're filming the bridge scene in 3 days," which we were, because, you know, all the location stuff. But she's so generous and wise that she read my email. I could probably hear my heart pounding through the words, and took it on board and said, "Well, thank you for your input. Let me think about this, and I'll come back to you." And over the weekend, she did. She changed the script to that ending, which is what we shot.